Now we're going to hear two stories. Our first is from Kate Swaffer, a person with dementia. She's an amazing woman who has come all the way from Adelaide to be with us today. Kate is 53. She's married. She has two sons who are 21 and 22. Her careers have included operating room nursing, becoming a chef and small business owner for 10 years, and then working as an executive in healthcare sales. In 2008, Kate was working full-time, studying for a double tertiary degree, volunteering and caring for her then school-age boys, as well as running the household with her husband, when she was diagnosed with a rare younger onset frontotemporal dementia. Kate is a great advocate for people with dementia and has been actively helping us with our campaign to fight dementia. Would you please welcome her to the stage? Kate Swaffer.
Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land. I thank the politicians for being here, but I'd also like to acknowledge those of you with dementia and those of you caring for us who have come today. Thank you. I've been asked to give my story, and it's deeply personal. I call it my unseen disappearing world. As Ita has said, I had a very busy life. It was interesting and very fulfilling. Then I was diagnosed with a frontotemporal dementia, a rare debilitating terminal disease. It is a diagnosis that took a long time and involved many invasive and humiliating tests. Dementia is an illness with much stigma, and my life has changed in ways that are challenging to understand and difficult to live with. I'm speaking out because I believe nothing will change until we all realise it is imperative to understand the human cost of dementia. The second reason for speaking out is the only way you can understand me is to walk in my shoes. The changes brought on by dementia are relentless, yet most people don't see them as disabilities, just as external symptoms. Many also think it's a mental illness, which it is not. And so we are regularly defined by the symptoms of our disease: forgetful, confused, aggressive, strange behaviour, rather than the people we still are: mothers, daughters, lovers, husbands, wives, employees. It is a tragedy so many just see our deficits. The feeling that my life is slipping away is almost tangible. Losing my legs and arms or my sight might have been better than this hideous disease. I used to think if only someone would tell me it was just depression or some bizarre mental illness other than dementia. It feels as if my soul is being sucked out as my world disappears. I went from being a highly functioning person able to multitask with an exceptional memory to one who is often unable to complete one whole task. My days start with maps, pictures of who I'm seeing, and many other strategies for coping, and more importantly, for hiding this disease. Speaking and thinking is difficult. The acquired dyslexia feels paralysing. The search for words, the meaning of words, remembering faces is all now a major challenge. The thought that one day I may not be able to speak at all looms heavily. My social life has decreased. Simple things like going to the movies is futile. As my new world evolves and the old one slowly disappears, the trepidation grows. Some days it feels as if I'm drowning, with everyone looking on and me just out of reach. My relationships have changed, especially with those very close to me, and my family has been greatly impacted by this disease. Although to see us together, most people would never know what is happening in our private world. My parents are horrified at the thought of visiting me in an aged care facility. My children try to act as if nothing is wrong and manage as best they can. My husband lives with an ever-deepening sorrow as he watches from the sidelines, trying to support me without minimising me. He tries to hide or block out his grief as we strive to live the best way we can, but I can see the intense sadness in his eyes, feel it in his hugs, and see it in the way he sometimes sits and holds his head in his hands or stares at me when he thinks I'm not looking. He said to me recently, "I know I'm losing you, and I'm afraid of what the future holds." Our philosophy now is to try to live in the present and be happy to enjoy every single moment, to hang on to our love rather than waste our time now being sad. Finally, I'm speaking out for all people living with or working with dementia, in the hope it might help bring about much needed change. There is no funding for younger onset services. There is no awareness campaign to make the community more responsive to dementia until now. There is no focus on service development that would foster social engagement for younger people with dementia. Worst of all, there are not enough community services for people with younger onset dementia to prevent premature institutionalisation in accommodation designed for much older people. It is almost 3 years since people with younger onset dementia and their family carers set out what needs to happen in a summit at Parliament House. As yet, nothing has happened. So I say to the policy makers, I hope you and your family are not in next week's 1,500 new cases of dementia. Thank you.
Great, thanks you all. Our next speaker